This next lesson is broken down into 3 parts. All 3 parts deal with techniques used in the first verse of Red River Valley. In part 1, we will cover copying measures and illustrate the difference between one voice and 2 voices. In part 2, we will cover entering our harmony notes along with our melody and use 2 of our special effects. In part 3, we will cover 2 more special effects and assign individual note values to our tab. I have broken this lesson down into 3 parts to make it easier to follow. You can study each lesson individually or let them run one right after the other. Now you'll notice in the Red River Valley tablature, which you downloaded with the Arranger program, that we go through the melody twice. Once using what I call one voice, and then again the second time using 2 voices or a melody with an alternating bass backup. Right now in the tablature that we have created, we've only got the melody one time through. If we go down to our scroll bar and move it forward, you'll see we've gone through measure 16. That's the melody one time through. Now what we want to do before we start adjusting the melody or adding to it, since this song goes through the melody twice, let's go ahead and take the basic melody and let's put it into our tablature a second time. The way we want to do this is to move our cursor over to measure 17 and go ahead and click on measure 17, and we're going to copy measures 1 through 16 and add it starting at measure 17. The way we do this is we come up to the edit, we open edit, and you'll see where it says copy measures. Click that open. You'll see where we can go from measure to measure and add it to a certain measure. We're going to start at measure 1. We can either click the arrows down until we get to 1, or we can come over and we can highlight the 17 and we can just put in 16. So you see now we're going to copy measures 1 through 16, and we're going to take those measures and add them starting at measure 17. And the way we want to do this is to click on this copy and insert measures, this center one here. And you can see we have added starting at measure 17. You'll see we have copied our measures up through measure 32. So now we have the melody twice. Let's take a moment and save the work that we've done up until now. We go up to the file, open it up, and click on Save. Everything we've done in this tablature up until now has been saved. It's a good idea to save your work often. You never know when you might have a power failure or something like this to where your work will disappear completely. If we continually save our work while we're doing it, we stand less of a chance of having to go back and do the whole thing over again. Now, by having the melody repeat itself twice, we're going to be able to use 2 different styles in our arranging. The first time we go through the verse, we'll use a certain style, and the second time we go through the verse, we'll use the second style. Let me illustrate this by opening the final arrangement of Red River Valley as you've downloaded it earlier. I just happen to have this right down here. It's going to be Red River Valley with my initials behind it. Click that open. Go ahead and play through this and you'll see what I mean. This first time is just a single voicing as we go through it. Even though we have added chords and a few techniques, it's still just one voice. Now the second time through, as you can hear, we've got a melody and an alternating bass. We now have two voices. Okay, let's go back to the tab that we're working on.